Alright, this is Fakafon's review of System Shock 2. System Shock 2, sorry. For those of you who don't know, System Shock 2 is the precursor of Bioshock. But anyway, on to the game. So, the first thing I noticed, which I found kinda cool, is that there's a multiplayer option in the System Shock 2, so you can play with multiple players up to 4. And since I couldn't pass up this opportunity, I played with my friends in a 2-player mode. So, the first thing I noticed when we started to play is that the controls were like a jumbled mess of mishmash buttons. Like, if I remember well, Z was to go forward, Q was to lean, D was to lean, like A and E were like not in the right place. Like everything was not in the right place, so I'm not kidding when I say I think I spent like 20 minutes of the game like just trying to figure out the controls. And of course I changed them because nothing worked, like F and H and I were like, ugh. Anyway, the controls were terrible, but once you fix them, it's okay. So, the beginning of the game, you start the game and you're like in the middle of a town and we don't really know what you want because you don't talk. But eventually you go to some kind of training place and they give you like basic training, some weapons training, some psionic and technical training. If you want to do the basic training, go ahead, but it doesn't give you anything because it basically tells you how to move and how to look around. And you have to move and look around to get to the training, so it's kind of pretty useless. You can go to the weapons training, or the technical training and all that, but it doesn't give you much. I mean, you can pretty much figure all these on your own. So anyway, after you're done with the training, you go. You choose what kind of soldier you want to be, because I guess you want to be a soldier. There's the Marines, the Navy, and the UGA. Personally, I don't know what the Navy and the UGA do because I chose Marine and it was pretty much some weapon stuff. But yeah, after that, when you chose, let's say you chose to be a Marine, you continue your job for like 3 years and you get some different jobs which will increase your abilities, like maintenance, repairing, more agility, more strength, better usage of the gun. Yeah, this is another one of the games when, the more you know about guns, the better it shoots. Well, not the better it shoots, the stronger it shoots, which is kind of weird. And to use some types of weapon, you need to know, like, more of the guns, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, for example, when you use a standard weapon, you can use the normal pistol, but to use an assault rifle, you need your standard weapons to the max, which I think is ridiculous. It's not like you can't even shoot it if you don't have 6, which is the max. You can't even shoot the assault rifle if you don't have the correct standard weapon. You just can't use it at all, which I think is pretty much ridiculous. So anyway, the plot of the game is that you wake up in a spaceship and everything explodes for no reason, and then you have to flee. And then some woman tells you to go somewhere because she feels like it, I guess, and all you see are corpses everywhere and you get attacked by hybrids. Well, the enemy selection is kind of like this. You get the hybrids with shotguns, you get some monkeys, you get some bees, some kind of robotic girls, some assassins, some monkeys. Wait, I think I said monkeys before. I mentioned the monkeys again because I think they're so annoying, and sometimes they sound like a gorilla, which doesn't make any sense, but it's a game, so it doesn't matter. What I like about the zombies, the hybrids, sorry, is that some of them use the shotguns, but the shotguns are actually broken when they use them. So, you kill the zombie, you take the shotguns, and it's broken, and wow, the zombies are so good, they can actually fight with broken shotguns. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Now let's go with the graphics. Well, it's an old game, so the graphics are not very good. In fact, they're terrible. But in a way, that makes the game better because today the graphics are so good. You don't think the enemies are frightening. You think they're awesome because they look so good, even though they're disgusting. But at the time, the enemies looked disgusting and like all square shaped and their face was like all messed up. It would scare the shit out of me. So yeah. And I also looked since we were 2 players, we could actually see each other because there's no mirror anywhere in the game. And our characters look identical except for like the color of the suit, I think. And your character basically looks like this, okay? Imagine a corpse. Now imagine it has like it lost all its bones, and then it got like hit by a train. There, that's what your character looks like. It looks horrible. Speaking of horrible, Man, I need to drink more water.
Hey,
Mais je suis en train de faire le review. Why? Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of the characters. When the characters use weapons, they don't hold the gun normally. They like how do you say this? They like in a handshake position, like this, and then they have like their weapons strapped to their hands, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like their fingers don't even move; they just shoot. And the most ridiculous part is when you use the wrench or whatever weapon you use as a melee, and when you hit, he does like this kind of really wrong, like slow swing, which doesn't look like it hurts at all. I mean, it makes me think of the Superman punches, but like in Superman, the punches look ridiculous, but at least you think you'll get hurt if you touch the punch. But in this game, it like kind of looks like he's just trying to give you a hug. It's kind of ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, there's also the gun recoil. So the recoil in this game is ridiculous, but I think I have an explication for this. First of all, when you shoot, normally your gun like backs up, but in this game it stays perfectly still. Even if you have the shotgun, you shoot the shotgun and he stays perfectly still. Like he's so strong, nothing moves. But there's still recoil, but not normal recoil, like, it's kind of throws you back. No, in this game the recoil just moves your cursor like up, left, right, and down. You can get some down recoil on a gun. And I think it's because of this. Your guy is technically some kind of cybernetic guy, and I think he's trying to compensate for recoil that doesn't exist because he's too strong to have recoil, but the machines can't register that, so they're trying to compensate for recoil that doesn't exist. So that's why the recoil is so ridiculous, I guess. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the skills. You can get the repair skills, which allows you to repair guns and other things that are broken in the ship. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you're in a spaceship. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, there's also the maintenance skill, which you will need to conserve your gun's condition. So you want your gun to be in peak condition so it doesn't break and doesn't work anymore. And you can also get, some other stuff like cybernetic stuff, psionic stuff. I never got the psionics because I never used psionics. I only used the guns, which is pretty much enough if you ask me. You can get some stat points like agility to make you less recoil and less damage when you fall and move faster. You can get some strength to hold more inventory space and hit harder. You can get some endurance for more HP and like resistance to toxics and things like that. So that's pretty much it. If something else comes to my mind, well, I can tell you about the last boss, I guess, which was pretty easy. What we did, we get to the last boss, which is the computer named Shonan, because she's evil. And what my friend did, he hacked the shields, and when the shields were down, I gave it 2 shotgun blasts, and the boss was dead. So yeah, that was the easiest boss in the world, I guess. It's kind of a crappy last boss, but it's a computer. Computer screens, are not strong. They're screens. They break. So this is the end of my review. I guess the only thing left to say is that Shonan speaks like this. So yeah, see you next time.